So I'm going to a heels class, and I was just crying because it takes a lot of courage for me to go to a dance class. There was a time where it took a lot of courage for me to sing. And the reason is because I stepped away from it for so long. We gotta get going, so we're gonna talk while we're en route, okay? But I stepped away from it for so long. Singing and dancing and art and everything. I always kiss my door before I leave it, so I know I lock it. And what apartment are you looking for?
240.
240? It's going to be right up there, okay?
40.
Yeah, second level, and it should be over at the end. Yeah, if not, it'll be over there, okay? As soon as I see someone struggling, like a DoorDasher, I help him. I could see him wandering around, so I wanted to help him. Because I've been a DoorDasher, and I'm like, there's fucking 800 fucking apartments in this building. Where am I going? I've been that DoorDasher, okay? And I like to help people. But I was crying because it just takes a lot of courage. I've seen a couple videos of me at this heels class, and I just feel like it doesn't look the way I want it to look. And that's okay, but that's why you practice. You look cringy and you practice, you know? I'm gonna put you on my steering wheel like I usually do. We're gonna talk in the dark, and that's fine. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I have an addictive behavior that I've talked about before, and it's playing video games. I also like doom scrolling. I don't do alcohol anymore because it destroys your body, and the other ones provide dopamine but don't destroy your body. But I've done those for years as a way to cope with stress, and I'm not making excuses, but I've had to tolerate and handle most of the stuff in my life alone, and it's been really hard. But when I do a dance class, sometimes I don't look very good, and my mind starts swirling with, you're 29 years old and you're not that good at dancing, and you want to be a dancer and be singing and be acting and be... What's the other thing I like to do besides? Those are the main things. I love those performance arts things. I've loved them since I was literally like 9. And I've done them in and out since then. And trauma has come in, big traumas, and warped my own creativity and shifted me away from my own creativity and shifted me away from this stuff because there's been trauma associated with it. There's a fucking man with a cart, bro. This is why I lock my apartment, okay? There's crazy people with a cart. Okay, we're not gonna talk too loud because he's right outside my car. But anyway, when I think about why I cry from the thinking about going to a dance class, is because there's people that are younger than me. My whole life, my entire life as a performer, there have always been people younger than me, who are more talented than me, who are more skilled than me. And it's sad a little bit, because you think about what could you have been if that 8-year-old boy or 7-year-old boy could have had the support and the love and the backing that he needed to do the things he loved. And there's so much grief there of what was lost. But I know that there's still people that love the way I sing and love the way I dance. And even love the way I act. Every time I do something like that, that's public, there's always one person or someone who says they really liked what I did. When I did Shakespeare with an audiobook through the public library, there was one of the librarians came forward and she said she would just listen to the audiobook. It was Midsummer Night's Dream because she loved the way my voice sounded. And I felt like I was shit at that. I felt like I was shit, but no one else was an actor, or no one else had done Shakespeare. They were just regular people. And that's probably why, but still. And I remember specifically in high school, I auditioned for something music related, and there was a girl who was a part of the panel that was doing the auditioning, and she said she loved my voice, and I never forgot that. She said she loved the way my voice sounded, and her name was Harut. And with the dancing, I can't remember any specific incident, but maybe as a go-go boy, actually. Yes, I do actually remember. I remember there's this other go-go boy who had just started, and I think his name is a him. It might be they, them, but whatever. I don't know for sure. I think it's a trans man. His name is like Zev, and he saw me dancing and he said, "You are so inspiring, and I love the way you move, and you're everything that I want to be as a dancer." And it was such a compliment. But I'm gonna go to this class. I'm going to this class. I don't even know how I'm gonna get there, dude. Taco Bell. I get to Taco Bell and then I turn, okay? But I'm gonna go to this class. It's been really hard for me to practice dancing without an actual dance class. And this year I really want to actually go into classes and actually do classes. And I really want to get a voice teacher too. And part of the issue with all of this stuff is money. Like I've not had money, and I support myself by myself, and I live alone and don't have a boyfriend, don't have anything, don't have any support. And so it's hard. And I got a full-time job to try to support myself, and I thought I would be able to work my full-time job and come home and do the things that I loved and have money because of my full-time job to do the things I loved. And I live in I don't live in New York City or LA. I live in the cheapest fucking city in the fucking country. One of them. For big cities. And my full-time job doesn't even pay me enough to eat. It's so fucked. And so I've just been depressed the whole time I've had this job. And I've been trying to still do the things I do, but also drowning in this grief and this sadness of how am I going to get the money to make this happen. And right now, is it a good financial decision to spend $15 on this class? I mean, in the grand scope of things, it might not make that big of a difference, but it's definitely tight, very, very tight. Sometimes taking too many classes can mean I don't have enough for food, or gas. And I think that's the issue. That's the main issue, is money. And so I don't know. I have no idea how I'm going to make money, but I know I have to create. I know I have to do this stuff. This is non-negotiable. And it's just hard because you don't have any money, and you have to do it, or you just won't do it. And I want to get a voice teacher this year too. I would really love that. And a lot of these people who are like really good singers and dancers and whatever at like 18 years old have money. They have fucking money, and that's the difference. That's the only difference. As they have money. They have parents with money. And it's not fair, but it is what it is. So, I'm going to go to this dance class. And I'm going to show up today. And it's going to make me feel happy. And I'm auditioning for Shakespeare on Saturday. I'm trying to memorize a monologue for that. And I'm really excited. And there's also something, there's like a choir in town. I could look into auditioning for that. I should look at what that is. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to quit my job because I literally hate it. I don't like working with children. And I work at an elementary school with 6th graders. And the 6th graders are just awful. They're awful scum, freaking roach of the earth human beings. And I don't want to be in their lives at all. I don't care if they fail at life. I do not care. I don't care about 12-year-olds, okay? I hate the 12-year-olds. I don't hate the 12-year-olds. No, actually, I do. I don't like them. 12-year-olds are the scum of the earth, okay? Anyway, I don't want to work with children. I just don't enjoy it. And we're not going to get into it. I want to perform, and I want to dance, and I want to sing, and I want to act, and I was meant to do that. And I've known I was meant to do that since I was like 5. It's just about being consistent. It's hard to be consistent when your money is inconsistent. But you have to be. I want to be really good in 5 years. And it's wild to me that we live in such a warped world where a 29-year-old feels like they're too old to do something. I'm sure there's people in their 80s who look at someone who's 29 and laugh at that. What fuckery is that? That we can twist a young person's mind to feel like they're too old. I even know people that feel like they're too old at 24. Isn't that sad? So, there's a place called Pimps. Girl, what is that? Okay. Anyway, we're almost there. I'm going to show up. I'm going to go. I'm really excited to go. And I'm ready for the class, I think. I just wore very simple, like all black and stuff. And it's a heels class, which I kind of wish I was taking ballet instead of heels. I don't think you can turn here, but YOLO! Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna go to this class, and I know it's gonna be good. Hopefully. I'm gonna have fun. Bye.